Well, today I'm going to be talking about something that is very similar to this. Now, I'm pretty sure if you've been in the gear community for any length of time, you've seen these before, you probably own them. This is the Keybar. Okay, this one's about to get set up with some new keys. You can see it is empty right now. But essentially, if you haven't seen these before, this is a way to house your keys, like your car keys and your house keys, different types of EDC gear. Some people put blades in this. Some people put screwdriver sets. I mean, the sky's the limit. And it keeps everything nice and tidy. There's a nice pocket clip in here, so you can clip this right to your pocket. This way your keys aren't jiggling around, making noise. They're easy to access. And it's just a nice convenient tool, right? Been around the market forever. However, what's not been around the market is what I'm going to be talking about today. And that is this, the BabyBar. Okay, now one important thing I want to make very clear is this is a prototype. When this comes into production, there is going to be completely FDA approved plastic on this, because obviously this is going to be intended for the use with babies and toddlers, and obviously they chew on things. So right now these are just 3D printed plastic parts and tools. And I'll go over a couple of these different features here, but also the base model is going to have 3 or 4 of these features. And then all the other tools are going to be able to be purchased separately. So when this does hit the market, it's going to be $39.99. Again, the base tool I think has 4 of these different options here. I know it's going to have the rattle in there. It's going to have the Griffin bar, which we'll talk about in a second here, the pacifier mount, and I believe this ring toy as well. Some of these are other, these false keys are just for representations of other tools that are possibly going to be added in here. I know most of the tools, they're going to range anywhere from $5 to $20. All right, so it's going to be pretty affordable, and again, you could build this as big and wide as you want, or keep it really simple. Just kind of depends on whatever your personal needs are. The construction is very similar to a regular Keybar. All right, there's giant oversized plastic screws here, and of course the screws themselves are going to be sold separately. There's 3 or 4 different lengths right now, but again, as time goes on, there'll be way more options. Now I'm going to go over some of the tools and features in just a moment here. Before I do, I just want to mention, for the people who've been watching the channel for a long time, I don't currently have any kids. I hope to one day. But for the research of this, I did go door to door in my neighborhood, and I was able to find 3 different participants that have toddlers that were able to give me a better idea of how the kids are going to interact with this. Only one of the kids got hurt, but thankfully they're okay now. But the other 2, we were kind of watching them very closely to make sure they weren't going to get scratched or poked or anything. Obviously, like I said before, this is not the FDA approved plastic yet. This is just the prototype. So every time they went to go put it in their mouth, we had to kind of take it away for a little bit and then bring it back. But obviously they did supply their own pacifier, so the pacifier mount here. So they were able to use that, and it kind of quieted them down for a little bit. So yeah, I mean, it kind of worked out as far as the research goes with this. But I'm pretty sure the base model is going to have these 3 functions. Again, the other tools are going to vary just depending on what model you get. But the pacifier mount is probably the most important one. Most, if not all, toddlers do use a pacifier. So you can see here we have a post mount system. All right, here's our safety cap. And you can see most pacifiers do come with this little lanyard lip here. And that just goes right on the mount. And then there's a post here that holds the front of it. So half of these toys are for the kids to, actually play with and interact with, but this is something more for the adults, and it's kind of a go-to if these other things aren't working, and they're not really, occupied with playing with these. You can always go with the pacifier, and that's going to keep them, nice and quiet. Another thing is this ring, and of course this is just classic. Rings, the kids are going to spin them, pull them up and down. They do have an oversized bowl in here on purpose, so these rings are not detachable because they could be a choking hazard. All right, in the final post-production version of this, I believe instead of plastic, these will be rubber. Okay, and again, they're going to be an FDA-approved material so that the children can, chew on it, slobber on it. It's not going to be any kind of choking hazards or anything. But this pillar is definitely going to have a large enough bowl on top where they're not going to be removable. Okay, this way the kids don't choke. Besides that, there is a bit set on here, and this is basically for the removal of these screws because it's not a normal screw size. Obviously, this flathead, and it does have interchangeable bits. Okay, so it's just like a lot of our Leathermans and stuff. So we do have Phillips on one side because some of the models in the future will have Phillips screws as an option, and then of course flathead on the other side. As far as the, again, post-production versions of this, there's going to be some kind of a mount on the side will not allow these to pull out. Again, just because we don't want any kids choking on or anything like that. Besides these tools, flip it over, there is the rattle on the back. All right, this is probably the most important tool, because once the kid starts getting tired with some of the other ones, obviously they shake the heck out of this thing and it's gonna rattle. Inside right now are just M&Ms. I believe when they're all done with this, they're gonna put something like Nerds in there, and there's gonna be a removable cap. So as your kid gets older and is allowed to have candy, you can spill a little bit out and give it to them as, you know, kind of a treat, which is really nice. One of the coolest things I think about this is the Griffin tool. And this is actually functional. Some baby bottles do have locking lug nuts on them. I mean, they're not super common, but they are out there and they're kind of a pain to open. So you can actually use these different you know, size slots here to loosen up the caps on the bottles. But the main focus for this is for anyone who has baby leashes, you know. Once your kid starts crawling around, especially as they get up and walk around, they're gonna go running everywhere you go. You see them at the stores, just taking off. So if you do have some kind of a toddler leash or a child leash, you can use this to hold it. And of course, on the back here, this looks like a pocket clip, but clearly this is not gonna fit in your pocket. This actually goes on a diaper bag. This is the diaper bag mount. All right, so you can put this you know, Griffin tool out. You can hook this through onto your baby leash, you know, or toddler leash, and then clip this onto your purse, you know, purse strap if you want, or of course your baby bag. All right, and this way your hand's free and your kid's not gonna run off on you. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That is the BabyBar. I love the concept. I mean, we all like Keybars, so why not a Keybar for our children? You know what I mean? It's gonna keep them busy. As long as it's safe, it's gonna be fun. You know, you could throw on different tools that you're gonna use as well. Like I said, there's gonna be a slew of different options in the future, little kid flashlights. The My First Victorinox is gonna be able to clip into this system, you know, at a later date. They're gonna figure out how to add that as well. It's just a pretty cool idea. I did suggest another child bar. Basically, it's for an older age group. It's gonna be between like 5 and 9 years old. There's gonna be a pull-out PlayStation remote. I mean, just all kinds of cool ideas. The company is very, very open to your suggestions as well, and they'll probably read the comments from this video, so please post your suggestions down below. But, you know, I think it's really damn cool. So there you go. There's the BabyBar. All right, so everyone who made it to the end of the video and hopefully didn't give me a thumbs down on this, I'd like to direct you towards your calendars and remind you today is April 1st. That's right, April Fool's Day. Clearly you can't believe that this was a real product. God forbid. And clearly you can't imagine that I went door to door asking if I can borrow people's toddlers. Equally insane. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. It was very hard to keep my composure throughout this ridiculous fake review. But yeah, it's for the people who are all involved. Big thank you to everyone who made it possible. It's just a fun little joke. So thanks for watching. You will not see a BabyBar in stores near you. Hope you guys have an awesome April Fool's Day. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.